Hey guys, welcome back. It's the week of Thanksgiving.
Yep.
We are here at the Coffee House Cafe.
A few days early, but that's all right.
A few days early,
A little early.
right? Late in the evening, ready to go. Getting ready to make some
Getting
picks.
ready to cook all that good stuff for football Thursday, Thanksgiving
Excited.
Day. You know, it's football and food.
Football food.
Over under, I think I'll gain 10 to 11 pounds.
We're not talking
Right.
about weight.
More stuff to gamble on. exactly.
Anyway, wants to throw their hat in that ring.
You know what you could do to make yourself feel better? It's like, I've done this before, you just kind of like set the scales back a little bit. And then you go, I didn't gain a pound.
Yes, I have done that. I have done that before.
Okay, so I'm
I
not
don't know where
the
the
only
scales
one.
are in my house. So.
Right. Or slide them under the bed. Exactly. Till later
If you
next
weigh
week.
yourself on carpet, you also weigh less.
There you go. There you go. You weigh yourself on the moon, you also weigh less.
Several things we
Try it
thought
out.
about before we started doing this show
Yes,
today.
yes, we
So,
did.
Uh,
We're all over the place.
yeah, what are we doing? We are at the Coffee House Cafe. Guys, make sure you stop in and have a cup of coffee with these guys. They're great. They got good food, so make sure you come by and see them.
What kind of drink did you get?
It's pretty good.
Say it. You
I'm
sound
not,
so cute. What
I'm
was that
not
you
going to
called
mention
it?
the name.
Yeah, it's a cute
I think
name.
you should.
I'm not doing it.
I
So
think you
people
should
can
too.
It's not
buy
happening.
this.
It's not happening.
You don't want them to come by and
It's
get
Kai
one of these.
Chai.
I do.
Chai.
It's
Kai Chai.
it's good stuff though. It's what
Kai
we're
Chai?
doing.
Well, how am I going to know what to order if you don't tell me what it is?
We'll just
I'm
call it
trying to remember.
we'll just call it the breadcrumbs special. How about that?
Brett Copeland special.
Just ask for the Brett Pumpkin special.
That's what we're going to read.
Last time I did, I got tased.
It just depends what part of the world you're in, man.
There you go.
Not at the coffee house.
Not at the coffee house. Guys, Thanksgiving week, awesome. Just did our Heritage Hall. Madman Gives Back. It was awesome. The turnout was great, so we enjoyed
Great.
that. And a lot to be thankful for. So, like, for example, Mayor, I'm sure has a lot to be thankful for. So, tell us maybe a thing or two that you're thankful for.
One thing I'm thankful for is that Virginia Tech's football season is almost over.
Yes,
Oh,
I think
that's
we're all
sad.
thankful for that. Even the non-tech things.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster.
Yes.
But seriously, I'm thankful for you guys and the fun we get to have every week here on the Madman show. And last week up at the Heritage Hall, we got to do some fun things with Jeff Brown and Still Lonesome. And
They did a great job, by the way.
yeah, they did a great job.
Everyone loved them. They really loved that.
Definitely. It was a great time.
So I'm thankful to just to be a part of some cool stuff here in the area that we all get to be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely.
And don't
How about the
forget-
Hitman?
Hey, I'm like Mayor, thankful to hang out with you guys normally every Thursday morning. But you know, to live in a community that we do, you know, where we're able to help each other out and give back a little bit. So, and I was gonna take a little jab at Mayor, but we'll let it be.
He's feeling the love.
Feel a little
Scared.
bit of love. Feel a little bit of
Scared.
love.
Thanksgiving
I'm
week.
scared.
Thanks
I'm
to
thankful
Heart
that you're
Grow Fonder.
scared.
Oh.
Well,
That's that brotherly love we were talking about earlier.
I'm just thankful I'm not a Tennessee ball.
Oh my goodness, and we were being nice.
I am I am thankful for that.
Man, every day.
But you guys are right. This has been awesome this season. The football season's drawing to the end, but man, it's been awesome spending the time doing the show. It is for a good cause. We're trying to do the Madman Gives Back and the Madman Turns Santa, but at the same time, we have a fun time every week, hanging out, talking about football, taking those jabs at each other. So we are thankful for that. Thankful for our family. So
Yes, very thankful.
everybody spent some time with the ones you love this week, and lots of food, lots of football.
Yes.
So let's talk about football.
We got a lot of football
We got a lot of
to
football to
talk
talk about.
We
Lots
do,
of
we do.
football
It's
today.
gonna be a big week of football weekend.
Big week. We've even got a lightning round this
Yeah.
week.
It's gonna get out of hand.
Yeah, we look
See
for
if you can
everything.
keep up out there. It's gonna be tough.
Keep it rolling, right?
Yep. You may even have to hit rewind and play back, but that's all right.
Big week last week. Washington State, Mike Leach, still doing his thing. Blows out Arizona's.
Offensive whisper.
55-14 at halftime, and I thought Washington State will come out in the second half. They'll do their thing. They'll come out, slow the pace. Oh no, not Mike Leach. We're throwing the ball all over the place. He threw for 5 TDs in the first half. this Minshew kid. Good quarterback. Mike Leach still throwing the ball. I think they ended up hanging 69 up on Arizona. So and that was an awesome game. And I stayed up and watched it. It was late. But I think Washington State's still trying to get in that playoff picture.
Yeah.
Unlike West
It's
Virginia.
really exciting, these high scores. What about, like, did you all see last night the Kansas City Ram game? That was like the third highest scoring game of all
What
time.
was the total? 105, I think?
105, 54 to 51.
54-51.
Oh my gosh.
If you watched this last week, we told you to take the over.
Yeah, we
Take
did say
the
take the
over.
over. So hopefully, if you guys listen, you know what you're supposed
I
to do.
didn't listen.
Oh.
But I really thought Kansas City would win.
I did too. Speaking of taking something, how about the dog of the week last week? UVA,
Hey,
Georgia Tech. I
there
took
we go.
UVA getting those points against Georgia Tech. Almost pulled the outright upset. So
Yep.
another game that
That
we
was
talked.
another good dog.
Yeah, another dog. The dogs are barking.
I think UVA is going to have another big week this week. I think, who they playing Tech?
Is it the Hokies?
It's that time of the
The
year.
Jabs are going to start early,
It's
right?
that time of the year.
Yep. I would expect nothing less. West Virginia blows it.
Which one?
5 chances out the window. I hate that, but
Yeah,
I
that
know,
was
but-
bad. That was just.
So, if WU beats Oklahoma this week, I mean, that's a big if.
Yes.
If they would have won last week, are they sitting there kicking themselves again?
Oh,
saying,
absolutely.
Yes.
What if?
absolutely.
What if?
And now,
'Cause I mean-
Iowa State game looms large
Oh, yeah.
when they went on the road and beat and lost to Iowa State team
Yeah.
that they should have beat.
Exactly.
So-
I mean, they've kind of done that year after year after year, sitting there,
Almost
have
at the top.
have a
just
chance to
slide-
go into the playoffs, and then they just kind of slide
Slide
back.
down. They sure do. That
So-
happens.
That's the thing. That's the thing about West Virginia. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing
Has
about
the
West
fans
Virginia.
rolling in.
Here they come. We're
Come
waving at
join
the
us.
fans out here. So that's the thing about West Virginia, and the thing that should make people look at this UCF team a little closer, because people don't realize how hard it is to win 10 games in a row or 15 games in a row. They've won 26 games in a row at UCF and just blew out Cincinnati, which was a 9-1 football team. So that game should pay big dividends for UCF going down the stretch. too.
Regardless of what conference you're in, you should get a chance.
Absolutely.
See,
So-
that's where it's unfair. I mean, how do you make it fair?
Well, I
really?
mean, it's
You
like
you
we-
take
how we
about
were
10
talking-
games. It's a lot of games,
Right. Well, it's kind of like how we were talking last week, how UCF was outside the top 10. Yeah,
Right.
just how they've had this they've been on a win streak now for 2 years. And
Well,
they're just kinda
and
breaking in.
speaking of strength of schedule, what about Alabama? You know, they're sitting at number 1, and they really.
But they did play the Citadel.
They did, yeah, that's what I was going to say. They played the Citadel.
So-
I forgot about the
Yeah.
The
Citadel.
Citadel was a football power in the early 20s.
In the 20s. Yeah.
So, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure the Citadel is the D2 school now.
I think they still run the single wing.
That they do.
Yeah.
So either way you look at it, apples, oranges, oranges, and oranges, it's just too hard to balance all that. Y'all follow me?
Yeah.
Apples, oranges.
Years ago, we didn't have a playoff, so we finally got a playoff. Now it expanded a little bit. Maybe go to 8 teams.
I think,
Eight.
I'm like
I think eight
you. I
would be
think
great.
I think if they went to 8, I think you can get
Yeah.
those teams in that get a shot, like Washington State,
Yeah.
Central Florida. Those teams deserve a shot. Even the West Virginia, Oklahoma, when they go through and finish out this Big 12, one of those teams, if Oklahoma wins out, they got one loss. That would
Right.
put those guys in. So then you do have a true system where you can have them play for the championship.
Sure, it's just like the NFC and the AFC. You have some divisions that are really strong and have someone, you know, that hasn't hardly lost any. Then you get some teams that are in that have lost 6 and 7 games in the playoffs, so it would balance it out.
That's right. So, but interesting week last week. Alabama took care of business. Of course, played Citadel. Michigan, Ohio State, which absolutely in my mind does not deserve a chance to play
No.
in the playoff.
No, no.
They get
Maryland
blown out.
almost beat
Yeah,
them.
and then they get blown out by Purdue, but Purdue put 49 up on them.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Could have happened to a better program.
There you go.
My
So-
sentiments exactly.
Exactly. This week, big week, starting Thursday. Matter of fact, let's just go ahead and do a lightning round real quick.
You want to hit that?
Ready.
Yeah.
Let's hit it wide
Ready.
open. So here we go. We'll just come right down the line.
Hey, I
All
like
right?
it.
UVA, Virginia Tech.
Commonwealth Cup goes back to Charlottesville.
He doesn't know where UTEP's at. So
No, Charlottesville's past UTEP, Brett.
So, UVA.
Hokies pull the
Oh
outright
my
upset.
gosh.
So Hokies are going down? Hokies are going down.
Virginia Tech wins the game. She's taking UVA.
I'm taking UVA.
Here's what Virginia Tech does. They'll win this one. Then they play Marshall next week for the chance at a bowl game, and then they'll lose that one.
There you go.
What if
Yes.
they lose the last two?
Ooh, no
Well, if they
bowl
lose, if they
game?
lose Friday, they're not playing Marshall.
That's
There
right.
you
There
go.
will be no.
They don't need to.
They will. They won't
So-
be the bowl
This is
game.
true.
Okay,
This is true.
So
Maryland, Penn State. Mayor,
Penn State.
Penn
Easy.
State.
I'm taking Maryland, guys. They almost beat Ohio State, which is not a good football team, but I'm taking Maryland. I think they win the game.
Penn State.
Penn State. Vanderbilt, Tennessee.
Hey, it was not pretty last week.
He's taking Vanderbilt.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa,
no, no.
whoa. Wasn't pretty last week. I'm sticking by him. Go Balls.
Vanderbilt.
Balls.
Oh, God.
This burns my blood. Tennessee.
Oh, Mayor is on the train.
He's
That's
making my
what
chest
we
hurt.
need. That was what we needed.
Alabama,
We love it.
Auburn.
See,
Alabama's
more
favorite.
brotherly love coming. I can feel it.
That's right. Alabama minus 25.5, playing Auburn.
It's always a big week.
Big
game.
week.
I'm going with Auburn.
I think this week Auburn steps up. I think it's a close game at the end. Alabama probably wins it. Auburn covers.
Auburn.
I had faith that LSU would cover weeks ago, and they did not. I'm not going to make that mistake again. Alabama.
All right, Mayor. LSU, Texas A&M. Texas A&M minus 3.5.
Speaking of LSU, I'm going with the Tigers.
Minus Les Miles. Coach O, right?
Coach O doing Coach O things.
That's right. What do you think?
I'm gonna have to say LSU.
LSU. I love
LSU.
Coach O. We all agree, right?
Yeah.
We
Awesome.
agree on that one.
Florida State.
Ooh.
Biggie.
It's a biggie.
Down in Florida,
Ooh.
Tallahassee.
It's at Florida State.
It's at Tallahassee, right?
Well, I think so.
That's where they
Yes.
play it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, yeah, Tallahassee.
You have to tell me because I don't know. I think Florida plays in the swamp and with Florida State.
Yeah, that's where the horse comes out and sticks out. You know that thing
Yeah.
right there in the middle. Yeah. Okay, I'm
Willie
going Florida
Taggart.
State. Florida
Go,
State.
Go Gators.
Upset.
I'm going with the Gators.
Florida State.
Gators.
I think Willie Taggart figures it out.
I do
He's
too.
turned all of it over to everybody else, and all I'm going to do is be the head coach.
You haven't figured it out yet. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He hasn't done it yet, so.
It's a week for upset.
Notre Dame minus 8.5 playing Southern Cal on the road at Southern Cal, traveling across the country. What do you think?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Wow.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
I'm feeling the Irish.
But love
Southern
the
Cal in an upset.
This is upset week for him. This is
Southern Cal in an
ridiculous.
upset. Boise State, Utah State. Boise State's at home. This right here determines the Mountain West Conference. What do you think, Mayor?
Mountain West is out west, Brett. Boise State.
I tell you what, it's not near. He don't know
Here
this.
we go. Here we go again.
You tell.
You guys
north of
are
UTEP.
just ridiculous.
Okay, Mayor.
Boise State.
I'm going with the blue field, Boise State.
Okay, I think Boise State wins the game, but a lot of these games late in the season, like Nevada, Boise State, Utah State, Boise State, comes down to a field goal late in the game. It's a 3.5 point line. I'm taking Utah State, but Boise State wins the game by 2.
I'm going with Boise. Here we go. I like Boise.
You like Boise? North Carolina State, NC State minus 6.5.
Well, they're playing at NC State, so I mean that's always a tough place to play. I'm going North Carolina State.
Tar Heels.
Oh, I love my Tar Heels, but I got to go North Carolina State.
North Carolina State hits free throws late to win it.
There you
Oh,
go.
a 2 basketball.
You go to a football game, a basketball game breaks out. South Carolina, Clemson.
Clemson.
That's a
This
big
guy's rode
spread.
Clemson all year.
Clemson.
Clemson's good though.
Clemson
He
minus
figures at
20.
least one of these orange teams win for him.
Somebody's
Clemson,
got to do it. Tennessee's not getting the job done.
Clemson minus 26.5.
That's minus 26 and a half.
And they're going to see Clemson's going to take care of business this week. Sorry, I mean I know you're a big South
I
Carolina.
got to think about this one for a while. What do you think, Mary?
26.5 has a lot for a rivalry game.
For rivalry.
South Carolina covers.
There you go.
South Carolina covers.
I'm going to save that pick for later. Georgia Tech, Georgia.
I'm going with Georgia.
Okay.
Georgia Tech covers.
Go
It's going to be a
Dogs.
high-scoring game.
I
Dogs.
like Georgia Tech in this one. This is going to be a close.
The Yellow
close.
Jackets?
The Yellow Jackets. I'm like Mayor. I think the Yellow Jackets hang in there. The big one. Michigan, Ohio State.
Well, after the way we've seen Ohio State play against Maryland, this should be a no-brainer. I think Michigan will take care of business.
I totally agree.
Michigan.
Michigan.
Michigan's much better.
Okay.
Harbaugh knows this is the year he can beat Ohio State, and you don't stay long. You don't stay at Michigan long if you don't beat Ohio State. Michigan pulls this one out.
You can go 0-10, beat Ohio State, keep your job.
Yes.
That's right.
So this is how this works.
Just
But I will
ask
tell
Lloyd
you,
Carr.
this revenge tour has worked out pretty good for Harbaugh. While Ohio State is reeling and on their heels, put your foot on their throat and blow
Right
them
now.
out.
Exactly.
Michigan, and I
Right-
hope
right
they
with the
beat them by
khakis.
40.
Khakis on the throat.
Right, in the khakis.
I say, like, beat them badly.
There you go. Lightning round.
Done.
Done. I'm going to think about my pick on that one game for just a few minutes. We've got some more games coming up, though. Thursday. Big game Thursday.
Thursday night.
Yeah. Actually, one of them is. This game is. It's actually Mississippi State and Mississippi.
The battle
The
for the
egg.
trailer park. Yeah.
It is. The Egg Bowl. You
There's
get
one
eggs. I
egg
think you
left
get
in
some
Mississippi.
eggs, and whoever wins the game gets it.
Yeah, they do.
How about that? Guys, I like Fitzgerald, and I had that line was wrong. It's Mississippi State minus 10.5. I like Fitzgerald, but this Mississippi team can score some points, man. Mississippi State's vulnerable on defense, so I like Mississippi in this game.
Yeah, I think it's definitely Mississippi can put the points up quicker than just about anybody else can. But I think Mississippi State's going to come in there, play some ball. I'm going Mississippi State.
I'm going to go with MISSI by itself.
Crooked letter, I. Crooked letter, I. Hunt back,
Just Mississippi.
It's
Yeah.
called Old Miss in Mississippi. 'cause
Minus
not many
10.5,
people can
yeah.
actually
That's right.
spell Mississippi.
Right, let's shorten her down a little
Yeah,
bit.
shorten it down.
Y'all forgot we didn't go to
Cookie
school
letter,
long.
cookie letter.
To all our Mississippi fans out there, send hate mail to P.O. Box 625, Cedar Bluff.
Yeah, that's a pounding mill address, actually.
I'm going Bulldogs, Mississippi State.
The Dogs
Hey,
of Ole
we
Miss.
agreed on one. Oh my.
They do. Y'all agreed on more than one.
Y'all converse sometimes. in there.
Sometimes it just depends on what the week is.
Okay.
So apparently they've made amends and made up, I guess.
He owes me dinner.
It's
There
the
you
week
go.
of Thanksgiving.
It is. The heart grows fonder, I guess. Guys, real quick before we move on to some more games, don't forget about Madman Turned Santa. If you know a family that got kids, you want them to have a Merry Christmas, please make sure you get those letters sent in, donations sent in. Send those letters or donations to P.O. Box 625, Cedar Bluff, Virginia, 24609. And send in whatever, $1, $5, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter what you send, it adds up, believe me. It adds up, and that you are doing a wonderful thing for these kids that would not necessarily even have a Christmas without this. So
And
that
we got
should make you feel
a little
good.
over a week left. I think what you said December 5th.
Yep.
Just cut off.
We'll cut that off and get everything together and get that ready to go.
Yeah, send those things in, guys. But we appreciate it. Also, by the way, don't forget about ColdfieldSports.com. Those guys, Brady and the gang, Mayor's done a few things for those guys as well. If you want to see anything about high school sports, these guys, that's what they do.
Yeah, it's up and raring to go right now with playoffs. Trey, Ryan, Brady, Eugene, Michael, the whole crew. So head on over there, ColdfieldSports.com.
Yeah, and you know, Richlands plays a big game against Graham.
Yeah, Richlands, Graham.
You want to keep
Big
up
game
with that
Saturday.
one. If you don't get to go, which you probably want to go, but if you don't, you can listen to Star 95, 97.7, check out the web, check out the guys. It's, yes.
Absolutely. So yeah, make sure you do that, guys. Don't forget about the Coffee House Cafe. They've been nice enough to open their doors, let us come in and do our show here. So we appreciate those guys. Make
Very
sure
nice
you come
people.
in, have a cup of
Good
coffee. And we're here normally every Thursday at 9 a.m. recording. So make sure you stop in and meet the gang, and you can throw some stuff at us or yell at us, whatever you want to do.
See, we got quiet fans.
There you go.
They were full of fun tonight.
Full of Back to some football. There's some big games. 3 pro games Thursday. Have turkey, watch football, repeat.
Repeat.
Football,
There you go.
repeat.
It's
I
easy to
remember
do.
years ago it was only 2 games. Now we got 3.
And there's 2 college games. There's 5 games total.
Yeah.
You
Thanksgiving
may as well
Day.
just set up everything in the living room next to the TV so you can just grab your
you
turkey
go.
leg and then eat.
Bring
Watch football.
plate, bring food,
That's right.
some TV. That's
That's what
right.
I'm going to do.
And to start it off, you got the Bears.
Don't forget your cooler.
That's right. Lots of beverages, maybe not water. The Bears and the Lions at Detroit. Detroit normally always plays on Thanksgiving Day, so that should be an interesting game. Mayor, what do you think about this one?
You know, I like that you got 3 divisional games on Thanksgiving. Adds a little to it. Lions, not looking bad at home. Bears are without an important piece. I like the Lions to cover the spread and possibly get the win.
Yeah, I'm with you again. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that.
I have a question. Who's the backup quarterback?
I said this is it. I don't think anybody knows.
Trubisky is out.
Trubisky's
So
out this week. I don't think nobody knows.
Probably Khalil
Maybe
Mack.
they may go to Buffalo and get Peterman. I mean, he throws a lot of interceptions like Trubisky does.
He does.
They may put a couple of popsicle sticks on Alex Smith's leg and throw him out there.
There you
It's
go.
hard to tell.
Who knows?
Theismann was at that game the other
I
night.
think
When Washington played. Maybe he'll play for
the
him.
coach is
If I was a
going in.
quarterback, I would want Joe Theismann nowhere near.
Yeah, don't even come near my
Oh,
quarterback.
he's so unlucky.
Bad situation.
Crazy.
I don't
story.
even want you watching TV when I play.
Exactly. Go out in the woods and hunt or something.
Yeah, no kid.
But I'm agreeing with Mayor. You know, I like the Lions. I think they'll definitely pull out the win. We got Trubisky out this week. Lions usually play really good on Thanksgiving anyway. So big day for the Lions.
Well, you know, I actually was thinking the Bears because I was thinking about Trubisky being out, but with Trubisky out, I think the Lions will win.
I think the Lions will win. And even with Trubisky, I still like the Lions. They played good last week against Carolina and won that game by 1.
Superman didn't show up at Carolina.
No.
I don't know what's going on with Cam.
plays at a level. It's like when he plays Tampa Bay or New Orleans, he plays up here. When he plays Detroit or
when he plays
some of these
Cowboys.
games, it's just
Yeah, he's
he
good.
don't show up. But you know, I'm like you. I like the Lions. I think the
You think he
Lions.
forgets his cape sometimes?
There you go.
It
It
happens.
happens.
It happens.
Superheroes can
Maybe
do
it's in
that.
dry cleaning or something.
That's right. Here's a big one. We're going to let her start with this one because we probably got a little bit of a feeling about who she might like in this game.
I think the audience will probably know who I like.
Washington on the road, another quarterback out, Alex Smith, broken
Smith.
leg. So got a better quarterback backing him up now, I think. Against Dallas at
Colt
Dallas.
McCoy. Colt McCoy.
I was being sarcastic.
I was going to say, really?
As in Mark
Bless his
Sanchez.
heart.
He's on Dak's level.
Oh my goodness, where's the love? Where's the love?
Oh, I love it.
Seriously, I think my boys have stepped up, and I will say this. Amari Cooper has made the difference because now we don't think Elliott's going to get the ball every time. And
Right.
the defense doesn't know if Elliott's going to get the ball. Speaking of that, against Atlanta, he had 200 yards, my man Ezekiel did. So Amari Cooper is mixing it up for him. They're not keying on Elliott. I'm going to go with my Cowboys. But you know what? This is
He's
always
catching
a
the ball in
fun
the backfield, too.
rivalry. And my house is going to be crazy because we are going to have TV and food everywhere, but it's going to be a mix of Cowboy fans in like the sunroom area.
Y'all have to separate
We have
completely.
to. We have to. Because think about it. Even if it was Pilgrims and Indians years ago, this would be a fight
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving
There we go.
Day. If
And
they,
y'all
if they
might
could
have,
watch this.
you might have a fight at your house.
I hope not. You never know.
I'm coming over.
Can
Sounds
you
like
come and like break it up?
Let's bring
don't
stuff.
tag it on.
Oh.
You're not going to believe what she said about your team.
You hear the people in the other room.
Hey, true story. True story. Last week when we were in the center watching the Cowboys with Atlanta, Redskins were playing at the same time, playing the Houston Texans, right? So we were all back here going, I wonder what the scores are. You know, we were like silently
So we
trying
could
to
say
figure it out.
something.
And then when we found out, we were like, yes. Trying to be
That's
nice.
awesome.
It's hard.
It is. It's,
Go Cowboys.
That's exactly right. I think the Cowboys win the game.
Wow.
And I don't normally pick the Cowboys.
I know
I'm not
you
going to
don't.
pick the Cowboys because I like Washington because I just think it's too many points. But I do think Cowboys win, and I think it's close. This is always a good game.
It's always.
And it's normally
even
pretty
if
close.
the one's better than the other, you never know who's going to win this one.
Big rivalry. I like Dallas to win it, but I think Washington covers. I think it ends up being a field goal game late.
This might be.
Yeah. So
I'm with you. I kind of agree. You got Mark Sanchez back into it now, which is
butt fumble.
yeah, exactly.
I wonder if he could do that
It's a
again
mess.
this week.
Yeah, what's
There's a good chance.
Good
It may
chance
be
of that.
something you can bet on. I don't know.
I'm sure there is a prop bet.
I thought Mark
Somewhere.
Sanchez wasn't a quarterback. I thought he was in Hollywood somewhere, like filming.
well, yeah. Out of all the quarterbacks they tried out, he was the best. So that just tells you who they
That's
brought.
sad.
Wow. So, they
Fun
did-
fact, he was the only one. They
Yeah,
tried out.
he's the only one tried out.
But a dude like Dallas.
I love it. I do feel love. Thank you, guys.
There you go.
All right. Don't ruin it.
He's gonna ruin it. It's
what I'm here for.
That's right.
I cannot trust a quarterback named after any sort of animal. So Colt McCoy is out for me. Dallas at home on Thanksgiving. It's, you know, I hate to say it, but it's America. You know,
America's team.
America's
America's
team.
team playing on Thanksgiving
you
Day.
know,
That's
I
right.
think Ronnie Lott's not going to fumble it at the goal line this year.
Exactly.
I think Dallas takes care of the
Woohoo!
How about
injured.
that?
All
See,
right.
it is Thanksgiving week.
I know. And thank you,
Everybody
guys.
being nice to everybody.
Everybody's being so nice.
That'll
We should
change.
have Thanksgiving
We still got
every
plenty
week.
of time.
That'll change next week.
Yeah. And another divisional game, Atlanta, New Orleans.
Who can beat New Orleans, though?
They've been, man, I'm telling you what, they're throwing the ball up by 40. I love it.
That's
It's
in
like
the
a
first
college-
quarter.
It's like a college team. However, I will say this again: Dallas, Washington, same thing. The Bears, Lions. These are all rivalries. It's back in that division now. It's not New Orleans playing Philadelphia. This is Atlanta. They know what they got to do because if they don't win now, they're out, completely out.
Totally out.
But what a team normally does when they know they're out, they love to put somebody else out.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
you got to have some fun. If you're out, you got to make somebody else out.
Absolutely. So I think Atlanta shows up this week. They may not win the game, but I bet they make it close enough to cover the 11.5. So I'm taking Atlanta.
Oh my gosh.
Going out on that limb again.
Yeah,
That's a
that
limb,
limb's-
all right.
Limb's that's a little
It's
dangerous.
twig.
Flimsy there.
I don't know if that's a limb or not. New Orleans, they just seem unstoppable this
They-
year.
they
I mean,
do.
Drew Brees is just
They were
lighting
up
up.
35-7 and throwing the ball deep
Oh,
in
yeah.
the third quarter. I like it.
Well, see,
I
here's-
love
I
it.
mean,
I love it.
watching it too.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
This is the thing that we've talked about before. Teams that just let off the gas pedal, get so who they're playing with, lets them catch right back up. New Orleans is not taking that chance this
No.
year.
No,
They
they're
are
not.
putting the gas pedal, keeping it down the whole entire game. If we put 50 up, we put 50 up.
Right.
I don't believe in voodoo, but I'm telling you what. Come on. I mean, Drew Brees is like unreal.
Oh, yeah.
Is he not? I mean, it's like magical. He
He's
throws the
playing,
ball, and somebody catches it, and there's a touchdown.
He's playing at a high level.
And what you
right
got a really dynamic duo in the backfield with Ingram and
Kamara.
Kamara.
Kamara, yeah.
Why did Kamara?
From
why-
Tennessee, by the
I
way.
know, and I don't know why we didn't start him from the get-go. We should have, but that's on Butch Jones. Anyway,
Who?
Butch Jones.
You know that guy that was at
kind of a
Tennessee?
guy. He was a head coach at Tennessee for a little while.
And he's on the Alabama sideline
Now
now.
he coaches for Alabama.
So he left.
Oh, he got fired.
Hey, you ever notice he kind of hides behind like a cooler or
He
something?
hides behind,
every
he
now
hides
and
behind Saban.
With the record he's got, I'd hide too.
But I like New Orleans. Picking New Orleans. There we go.
Fear the face scar from Drew Brees. New Orleans just,
Dominates.
you know, they're scoring points at a record pace. Atlanta, I just don't have faith in Atlanta this year. Some years they're up. I think this year they're kind of, so-so. But I think New Orleans knows that Atlanta can play spoiler, and they kind of hammer down on this one. And
Matt Ryan's good,
yeah, Matt Ryan's
but he's
good.
not
He
a Drew
just
Brees.
Matt Ryan is good.
not many weapons.
No,
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
Julio Jones, and that's it.
defense beat up.
Yeah.
Yep, defense is beat up. So, we will move on to, this is a huge game, guys. Huge game. Couple games left. UCF still undefeated. UCF on the road plays at South Florida. This could be interesting. They're favored by 14.5. And honestly, I'm not going to ever say that I don't want to take Central Florida until they lose. I'm taking Central Florida, but I'm telling you, this game could be a little closer than people expect. I think it won't be. I think they'll win it by 3 touchdowns, but still it's hard every week winning that game, every single week, and keeping that winning streak alive. So
And it's your in-state,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah, it's a rivalry
Rival.
game.
In-state rival. It's gonna be a big game, big week.
Yep.
Does the streak stay alive for UCF? I think it does. I think UCF goes in there, takes care of business.
They should get a trophy just for that. I
I'm
don't
with
care.
I'm with Madman over here. 3 touchdown game. UCF goes in there, takes care of business.
Make it simple, UCF.
Candy's trying to give out trophies for everything, man.
Oh, I think they deserve something. I
They have
mean,
like a Golden Corral gift card.
There you go.
I don't know.
David
I
Foster's-
think they still have their chip. You know, when you're undefeated and you've won, you know, almost 30 games in a row, and you're not being considered for the playoff, I think you've got a chip on your shoulder.
They do. Yeah.
So you know, I think they come out just like New Orleans we talked about earlier with the pedal all the way down. South Florida can score points, but UCF, I think they're playing for a little something more.
They may
than
have
a lot
two
of people
chips on
realize.
their shoulder.
Yeah.
Charlie Strong's done a great job at South Florida getting that program turned around, and that Barnett kid at quarterback, he's a good one. They can score points, but I think we all agree. I think UCF, they do carry that chip on their shoulder, week in, week out, no respect. Let's keep trying to hammer down.
I
and
respect
win.
you.
So, that's right. We respect you. So, and another team looking to get in that playoffs, Washington State. Washington, this is going to be a big one, Washington State. Washington State is actually favored in this game by 3.5, and got it wrong here. So, but this is the game right here where I really think Mike Leach keeps the hammer down. He will go in here and try to beat them because he knows he has to make a statement against that conference team, and it can't be a close game. It's going to have to be a blowout. He knows he's got to do that.
He
He'll have to
did
do
that
it
at
this week.
Texas Tech, remember?
Yes.
I mean, when he was at Texas Tech, he could beat the team.
Yep. And so I think Washington State blows this game wide open. If they don't, it'll surprise me, but I think Washington State keeps that playoff hope alive.
Yeah, and they've got so much more to play for. The Pac 10, 12, 15, whatever that conference is called anymore. They'll be playing for that championship next week. So, you know, they're just trying to hit everything in stride right now and hopefully get inside that top 4.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think Mike Leach, he,
So you all say Washington State?
Yes.
then?
Washington
I'm
State.
going with Washington.
Holy cow.
Oh my gosh.
I think that it's very possible that they can win, but I don't know. I just feel like Washington. It's Washington.
Well, guess what? I'm going to agree with you. I'm going with Washington. I think Washington's going to hang around till the fourth quarter, and that's when they're going to take care of it.
They deserve
Fourth
it.
quarter. They do. I mean, Washington's played hard all year, and it's going to be
Interesting.
a big week. I'm already excited for it.
See,
I think Mike Leach, one thing about Washington State a lot of people don't know, and I know we watch a lot of football, talk a lot of football, and you got all these big schools like Clemson, Alabama, even Virginia Tech getting 4 and 5 star recruits every single year.
Alabama.
If you look at Washington State's roster, they have zero 4-star, 5-star recruits. It is not even a 3-star recruit.
They played a lot of hard.
They got guys that nobody has even picked. And Mike Leach, you cannot look at that program and say that this guy's not done a well of a job to just get them where they're at now in that Pac-12 because they're doing it with guys that no other team took.
But you know, they're actually doing the true recruiting where they go out.
They go out and get-
find these guys,
find these guys
and
that
watch
can
these
play.
guys that nobody really looks at other because, like you said, Alabama and some of these teams they just come to them.
Yep.
But they're missing out
Yeah.
with some of these other great guys.
These are some good football players, guys. So that'll be an interesting game. Oregon State next on the list in the rivalry weekend. Oregon's favored by 15.5, and I'm a Duck fan, so I'm taking Oregon.
Quack, quack.
I was sitting here and I was pondering on this game a little bit while you guys were talking about Washington State. You know, originally I was going to go with Oregon State, but Oregon, they're athletic. They run up-tempo offense. They mainly run the pistol, and you don't see a lot of college teams run the pistol full time. I mean, Oregon's they're doing it this year, and they've made leaps and bounds with it. I like Oregon. I think Oregon's going to take care of business, and hopefully we'll see some type of sweet-looking uniform. out
They
of
still
it.
got this quarterback.
Their,
They still
their
got this
uniforms
quarterback
came a long way, baby.
He's the number
They
one
used to be.
prospect
Yeah.
in the NFL.
Definitely.
And out on the West Coast, you don't hear much about him either.
No.
No.
But
He's,
this may be a big game where he stars. You said you're a Duck fan. I'm a Beaver fan.
There you go.
So I'm gonna go with Oregon State
How
to
about
cover.
oh my God.
Ducks and the Beavers.
Which one is the Beavers? Are,
Everybody's gonna be wet.
they can hurt the Ducks, right?
I guess. We're
I
going
don't
to
know.
find out.
I don't know, but you know, I'm just going to go with Oregon.
There you go.
I think it could be either or, but I'm going to go.
I think Hubert, quarterback for Oregon, has a big day.
He could have a big day. That's exactly right. Speaking of a quarterback having a big day, and Will Greer just makes me so mad. West Virginia, Oklahoma, and man, West Virginia, it is at West Virginia. I'm telling you, I hate that they blew that.
They're gonna
game
be
last
burning
week.
couches.
So what's the over
Did I
under
say
on
that?
this
The over and under on this game, 83.
What?
I would pick the over.
83.
I would
Yes.
pick the over.
The over's 83.
No,
You're gonna have.
I didn't see that.
And if you're if you are a gambling person,
Take the
take
over.
the over, because I can promise you this:
And you'll
these two teams are going to score some points.
they'll score 40 just getting on the field.
Yeah, yeah. I think they've already called the defense and told them to stay in the locker room.
Don't even.
I don't even think they're gonna play, right?
Don't even bother coming out and warming up.
The video game numbers.
There
Video
you go.
game. That's exactly right.
Wow.
So it'll be big. It's in West Virginia. Oklahoma's -3.5. What do you think, Mayor?
No tornadoes from Oklahoma. So I think Will Greer and West Virginia salvage the season after last week. They just fell apart in the fourth quarter. I think at home they've got Morgantown's just a different place. So yeah,
Definitely a different place.
yeah.
It's wild.
So I think I'm going to take West Virginia in the over.
There won't be a couch left in West
That-
Virginia.
No, they will not.
This weekend.
It's gonna
When
be a.
when they win this game and pull this upset, they're going to burn every sofa around.
Well, even if they lose, they're gonna burn them down, right? Probably.
Probably.
So okay. Well.
Things will get.
So
gonna
if
get set
that's
on
the
fire.
case, and they're all gonna get burned in the burning couches, I'm gonna be I'm going with Oklahoma, and I really don't like Oklahoma because I love Tennessee, and that's always been they always give my Tennessee a hard time. Do they not?
They do,
So,
they do.
And,
Who
but
doesn't,
anyway.
though?
I mean,
but-
having watched Baker Mayfield
I'm
kind
talking
of
about the other day.
No.
But I will have to say that I don't know. I think that West Virginia's kind of fallen apart the last little bit, so I'm going to have to go with Oklahoma.
Well, we seen WVU get beat a couple weeks, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they bounced back.
They did
Come on.
bounce back,
I mean,
and you
they
guys
bounced
said that they
back.
would. Yeah.
I mean, it's a completely different team on the field. And I think you're going to see that again this week. Will Greer is going to come out there, throw the ball all over the place.
And it is a WV.
It is WVU. I mean, you're playing at Morgantown.
Are you trying to get me to change my mind?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I think Greer throws for 7 TDs.
Greer's going to throw. He's going to
That
put
could happen.
points on the
We
board.
got to get 83 points somewhere.
So-
They'll get down to the 1 and throw it up.
Hey, that's exactly. So I'm taking West Virginia, and you said the over.
Over's 83.
83, and I would take the over.
I would take
I would
that.
absolutely take the over. So, real quick, guys, we hit these last couple games. We got a couple more games to go. We're kind of running out of time. I'd say I'm not checking.
We're getting
We'll lock
close.
this in.
We're getting close.
So, New England and the Jets. New England's favored by
Benny
10 and a
and the
half.
Oh, New England.
Hey, I like it.
What do you think, man?
I'm going with the Jets. New England, been kind of spotty the last couple of weeks.
Brady's getting old.
Brady's getting a little bit older, but I don't think it's necessarily. I don't think he's got all the pieces this year. I don't think we got it all there. I like the Jets. Jets take care of business.
We'll see what you think.
Well,
I like it.
well, I would love to see the Jets beat them, but I'm going to have to say it's getting crunch time. Everybody's panicking, wanting to think about playoffs. So I'm going to have to say that's when Brady steps up and
But
going to go to New
sometimes when
England.
you're in crunch time, everybody's panicking. That's when you fall apart sometimes.
But not Brady. Brady's
never
the
know.
one that can keep it together. I hate to say, but I think that they'll pull it out, New England.
It seems like since Belichick left the Jets many moons ago, he's had their number. And as long as Bill Belichick's the head coach at New England, I'm not going to pick the Patriots against the Jets. Despite the 10.5, that's a little gaudy for my liking, but I still still going to go with the Patriots.
It's only really could be 2 scores.
Yeah.
First 2-game losing streak that New England has seen in a long time. Because they're just losing to Tennessee, taking a bye week. Remember last year, going into the end zone, running back, ball gets knocked out of an arm, falls into the other arm. He falls into the end zone. Should have been a touchdown. Reversed the call, gave the ball to New England, called it a touchback. Cost them the game. Cost the Jets the game.
Oh, that's right.
I remember all of this because I'm not a New England fan.
And I'm sure the Jets remember it.
Revenge, game circled when a schedule comes out. There's always those games where a team circles and says, we want this week.
That's why I don't like Rodgers and
Yep.
Packers because of that time they took that playoff game from
Exactly.
Cowboys.
So I think this week, I think the Jets are going to do everything they can to pull the outright upset. They're going to do everything they can to put the heat on Brady. I like the 10.5, but don't be surprised if the Jets pull the outright upset. Just
That's
because
my
of the
prediction.
revenge factor.
I like it.
These guys remember what
Yeah,
goes
man.
on in this
You
league.
brought up a good point.
Minnesota, Green Bay.
Playing at Minnesota. That's good.
Minnesota's 5.5.
Playing at Minnesota, but I like Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is obviously the knee's not really affecting him that much, or he's still taking those shots of whatever.
Either way,
He's still playing great ball.
State Farm must be really good insurance.
It must
Yes.
be. It must be amazing. So I'm going with Green Bay.
I'm taking Minnesota.
Oh my gosh.
Minus the 5.5. I think Minnesota's back home. I think this is the week to get it turned around. I like Minnesota.
you know, I really like Minnesota. I like their coach. I don't like Green Bay. I don't like Rodgers. I think he's a spoiled brat. But anyway, that said,
Oh my
even though he's really good, you know what? I'm going to go with Minnesota. I changed my mind.
You're on the right
I'm
side.
going with
go.
Minnesota.
There you
I
go.
talked myself right out of liking Green Bay for this game.
Good. I'm glad you did.
Aaron Rodgers having another tremendous year. Him indoors this late in the year
Dangerous.
could be dangerous.
Dangerous.
I'm going to go Green Bay.
There you go. Seattle on the road, flying across country. Carolina. Carolina off a loss by 1 point. Went for 2, tried to win, lost to Detroit 21-20.
You know, Seattle almost beat the Rams the other day.
They did.
Last
That's
week.
exactly right. Kansas City almost beat the Rams too.
Oh man, but now that could you not see that it's almost a Super Bowl though? Seriously, it could happen.
it was a good
Kansas
game.
City Rams,
I was kind of
NFC.
thinking Pittsburgh, LA.
Well, you know, I'm thinking really, I'm kind of thinking that New Orleans is going to be in there. I
Yeah,
cannot
there's a
rule
good
out Drew
chance.
Brees right now. But anyway, that said, Seattle looks good.
They do look good. They look real good. They're finding a way to win every week, and I don't know
They are.
how. They don't even have any players.
They really don't.
They don't have
Terrible.
nobody.
I think it's
But they
just
just keep
will.
winning
It's
and
just
winning
like
and
will and will, and they just
Yeah.
they get it at the right time.
I do think going across country though, playing at Carolina off a bad week, shouldn't have lost the game. He should have won it. I like Carolina minus 4.5.
Does Superman forget his cape again?
See, that's the question.
Okay.
It's something about
I think he
that
knows where it is at home.
So here's the thing. I think he forgets his cape again.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I think he does. I think
You're taking Russell Wilson.
I'm taking Russell Wilson, Seattle, coming in there, taking care of business.
Wow.
Cam Newton just has another off night, and Seattle gets it taken care of.
Yeah, I think that Cam is one of those who can be shaken, really. And I think he's been shaken, and I have to say that Seattle looks good, even though they don't have those playmakers that they used to have anymore. I'm going with Seattle.
and Luke Kuechly, I trust. He's going to give Russell Wilson fits all afternoon long. We're going to Carolina at home. They regroup. They get the win.
So you think the defense is going to get to Russell?
Yes.
Okay.
Next one's big.
Real quick. We'll knock these out. Pittsburgh,
Lightning
Denver.
round.
Pittsburgh, Denver.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is on the road at Denver. Playing at Mile High, minus 5.5. I like Pittsburgh.
I'm showing some love, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. I like it.
Tennessee, Houston. Houston minus 7.5 playing the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee goes on the road. Tennessee blows out New England. Then they go to Indianapolis and just
Mariota's
just
pretty
get
good,
crushed. So, but I'm taking Tennessee. I think Tennessee covers.
I like Houston.
I like Houston too. I think the Texans are on a roll. Ever since Deshaun Watson
Watson's back.
he's
He's
playing
back,
ball.
and he's awesome.
Deshaun's back. He's knocked off the rust.
He has.
Deshaun Watson's back. J.J. Watt is
I love
J.J.
J.J.
Watt.
Watt.
Killing it.
not off the field.
You got the Watt brothers actually on top of the defensive stats this year,
Yep.
which is always awesome to see.
Houston always takes care of things in division. And I think they do the same Sunday.
There you
I like
go.
it.
Guys, lightning round. We picked several games, had a bunch of college games. It's Thanksgiving, guys. Remember, again, just be thankful for what you've got.
Yes.
And spend time with the family. Before we go, it's time. I thought about it, and I thought about it. The dog of the week, this week, going against Mr. Orange, the South Carolina Gamecocks. Keep it close enough to almost pull the outright upset against Clemson this week on the road at Death Valley. Could be interesting, guys.
Could be.
Look for this game to be a lot closer than people think. Take the Gamecocks
Are
this
you
week.
going?
I'm not.
Aha.
But I will be,
Surprised.
I will be there
In
in
spirit.
spirit.
Spirit. Happy Thanksgiving.
Let's go. Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
This guy's done lost his mind.
Yes, I
He's
have.
done lost his mind. That's why there's a reason why we call him the Madman.
The madman's back.
He's done lost his mind.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Mayor, Candy, the Hitman, I'm the Madman. We're out.
I'm gonna enjoy my drink. Good stuff.